When I was in college in Steubenville, Franciscan University, there was word that was going around about a student who had turned in their theology exam and was pretty nervous about it. And at the very top of the exam, the student wrote to the professor, "Remember that God's greatest attribute is mercy." Well, the student got the exam back, and in red ink, the professor wrote, "Remember that God's mercy is always coupled with his justice." I don't know how that student did, but there was word going around about it. But today we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday, a day in which we celebrate the love that God has for us that comes from his heart. And the readings today reflect this so beautifully. The very first thing that Jesus shows his apostles are his wounds, to prove to them that he is the one who suffered and died and rose from the dead. And those wounds, which at first were a symbol of cruelty, a symbol of something horrible that happened, that God had died on the cross, though those wounds were a symbol of something horrible. But now Jesus turns the tables, and now his wounds are a sign of mercy, saying that I have died for love of you. And so this is also that very visible symbol for Thomas, so that he can believe. Jesus says, "Put your finger into my wounds, and put your hand into my side, so that you can believe." And so we see how his wounds are that symbol of how he gives us his healing, his mercy, his forgiveness, and his love. And then we have this beautiful reading from 1 John as well, where it talks about the water and the blood, that though these are the two primary symbols, that we reflect on Jesus' cross, and when his heart was pierced, what flowed out? It was water and it was blood. Water and blood. And so we see that so pertinently within the image of divine mercy, the rays of white and red. And the devotion to divine mercy really goes all the way back to the early church. Certainly we know about Saint Faustina and about how she received those beautiful apparitions from the Lord in the 1930s and before that. But we see even Saint John Chrysostom reflected on Jesus' pierced heart and about how the wellspring of our faith comes from there. That's the very birth of the church, that the water symbolizes baptism, the red blood symbolizes the Eucharist, the sacraments, and that from Jesus' passion, death, and resurrection, we receive life. Every single time we come to this altar, we participate in that one sacrifice of Jesus, and we place ourselves in the heart of Christ. Just like Thomas, we are reaching out to Christ's heart. And we know that today, during this celebration of the Mass, this is not just a gathering of people of the church, certainly it is, but it's being molded into the heart of Christ. That's our call, brothers and sisters, to be molded together as a church, the body of Christ, into the heart of Christ. And so today, even as we receive the Eucharist, that's what is going to take place. We place ourselves in the heart of Christ. This is from St. Faustina's diary. Jesus says, "I desire to unite myself with souls. When I come to a human heart in Holy Communion, my hands are full of all kinds of graces, which I want to give to the soul. But souls do not even pay any attention to me. They leave me to myself and busy themselves with other things. Oh, how sad I am that souls do not recognize love, and they even treat me as a dead object. It's some very powerful words from Christ. And we know that even within our own country, there's less than 40% of people who believe in the true presence of the Holy Eucharist out of Catholics. That's a very difficult percentage to hear. Less than 40% of Catholics believe in the true presence of Jesus. So we have this beautiful opportunity to console the heart of Christ by our devotion, our love, and say, Lord, place me in your heart. Help me to bring as many people as I can to others, to you. And certainly Christ leads the way. And sometimes we can ask ourselves, am I even worthy? Am I worthy to be in the heart of Christ? Am I worthy to bring others as well? And here's the thing, that Jesus, we by our own sinfulness, we know the enormity of our own sin, but it's just a small drop in the ocean of God's mercy. And Jesus is the one who purifies us. Jesus is the one who makes us whole and says, my heart is supposed to be your home. And that's what we celebrate today. And we ask the Lord for that grace. Lord, please place me in your heart today. Place my family members there. Help me through, I know that Jesus is the wounded healer. He heals us through his wounds. And certainly, brothers and sisters, we all have our wounds that we carry as well. And we ask the Lord for healing for those wounds as well. But we can also bring healing through our wounds as well. I think of many of you who have lost loved ones, and how that just carries a weight on your own hearts. I know that's such a difficult thing, to be able to live with that loss in your life. But at the same time, those wounds can also be healing for others as you lead others who also have lost loved ones in their lives too. And you can say, maybe I can't relate exactly with where you are, but I can help you along the way. I can lead you to Christ. And so these are the mysteries that we celebrate today. Very sublime, holy, divine mysteries that Jesus makes us whole. And we ask, Lord, place us in your heart and keep me there as we bring others as well to you.